You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
I look good. I got big energy every day. Let's go!
And he is dicked.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
That's right.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Holy shit balls! Welcome back, everybody, to the Charger Chat. I am your co-host, Wooldog, sitting with my victorious brothers, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
I feel fine.
And Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
I just love Victory Mondays so much better.
It's so much better.
Oh,
It
God,
is so much better.
It's so much better. It's just a million. It really is kind of like sad to look and think about how much this affects my mental health
Your
on Mondays.
life.
Right?
It's just
shouldn't.
like, it shouldn't.
shouldn't.
No, it's not healthy, but it does. And
But
here
it
we
happens.
Here we are.
So what might not be healthy for us is victory shots. Kyle and I are ready and raring to go.
So I'm
what
on
do you got over there?
I'm on call right now. The baby is
Yes.
due
Baby's
any
coming any second.
moment.
Kev
Dang.
is just as tough as the rest of us, but he's got baby duty possibly right around the corner. So we want to make sure he is sharp and
Gotta
focused.
stay dry.
Victory shot, gang. 1, 2, 3, go.
That was a good one, boys.
Love it. It tastes so much better. It tastes so much better.
Victory.
It tastes so much better drinking when you're happy than when you're sad.
Right.
Sad
What it'd be
drinking,
all right, gang. Time to look at everything that's been going on because there has been a lot. You wouldn't think there would be a 24-hour span where, there was like no big news. But as always, there is always big news. First and
Always.
foremost, accolades to be handed out as per usual. Justin Herbert is nominated for the FedEx
Yet
Player
again.
of the Week 13.
Isn't
Yet
this
again.
the same final three as a couple weeks ago? Wasn't
It
it?
might have
Wasn't it the same
Probably.
guys?
Probably.
This is going to be a weird week because technically Tom Brady had a better game.
Yeah.
Had an extra touchdown and about 50 more yards. So this is really the week that decides how
Just a
fucking
fan
dominant
base.
we are.
Yeah.
Right.
Like how good of a fan base we are because
Right.
just a normal voter is going to vote for
They're
Brady.
going to go Tom
looking at
Brady.
these
Yeah, the
numbers.
casual voter will go. But then again, he's so polarizing that most people don't like him. Like they'll be like, "No, I'm not voting for that guy."
I'm not voting for that Hertz commercial guy. Get out of here. I'm tired
You
of
either
seeing
love
his
him or
face.
you hate him. So I will say he had better numbers overall.
Right.
But he threw the ball 51 times.
Right. If
Dear
Herbert would have thrown
Lord.
51 times, we might have seen similar results.
And
So.
who did
we'd have
the
seen-
Buccaneers play? They played like the
Well, the
Jags
Falcons.
or
The Falcons.
Oh, come on.
If he'd have thrown
Yeah.
16 more times, that'd have been like 450 yards at that rate for her.
At that pace.
Yeah.
Wow, good.
And that
Holy
could have happened.
Smokes. Did
Yeah.
you just do that math off the top of your head?
It's soft math.
Is it right? Somebody needs
doesn't-
to check that because if Kevin actually got that right,
It's
that is a-
ballpark.
Did
Christmas
Kevin just
miracle.
Rain Man this thing? Like,
It's
how, how many toothpicks did I drop on the floor? By the
that
way,
was very Rain Man and very not like my brother.
I like what I call ballpark math. It's in there.
Okay.
it's in the
All right.
vicinity.
Dad's
Let
going to
us
check
know.
that math for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna text
Yeah.
me for sure.
Let us know.
Dad's
for
the in the head doing any math that you could ever imagine. He does it in his head like that.
Wow.
So he's already fact checked you. We'll have a text before.
Thanks for giving
anyone
us
else.
none of that, Dad.
Yeah.
So there you go, folks. Justin Herbert is nominated. He is up against some stiff competition. Make Boltfam presence known for the FedEx Air Player of the Week 13. And more accolades to hand out. Justin Herbert is the fastest to 700 completions. Did it in his 27th career game, faster than any player in NFL history.
I feel like the beginning of all
Good for
these
you, Herbert.
Tuesday episodes, we were
Yeah.
literally just
Wasn't Keenan 700
marinating.
receptions last week?
I think so.
Wasn't it
Yeah,
the same
that was
number? It's just weird.
Yeah, it's a lot, dude. We're
It's
just
a lot.
marinating at the beginning of these episodes in Justin Herbert because every week there's a new milestone.
There's
something
a new
weird
record
done.
that he's broken.
Bizarre- Yeah.
He's next genning his way through the season. Every
He's
week we got a new
next
next gen.
Yeah.
Stat that. Tired of those commercials too.
Yeah.
And then this tweet from the NFL 345, Justin Herbert joins Pro Football Hall of Fame Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson as the only players ever with 25 or more touchdown passes in each of their first 2 seasons. He also has 11 games with 3 or more touchdown passes, the second most ever by a player in his first 2 seasons. Only Dan Marino in 13 games had more.
We still have 5 games. Just saying that.
Yeah.
5 games left.
5 games left.
It doesn't seem to me like they're going to pull a Lynn and pull him back right before he's about to take the whole. Remember that last year when he was like 20, 30 yards away from having like
Luck's
rookie record?
Right.
So
Yeah.
just give us all the records, Herbert. We just love it.
Justin deserves every bit that he has coming to him.
Joe Burrow is, if you look at the tape, definitely better.
Definitely, he could have done all of that with his pinky.
Game, guys.
Yeah, tape is tape. You got to watch the tape.
Tape is tape.
Got to watch the tape.
That's tape.
You're uninformed if you don't watch the tape.
Did you know that he had a broken finger?
Did you know? I mean, I watched that game. I swear to God, I never saw it. They never showed his finger, so it was a mystery to me.
Who'd have thought?
And just for shits and giggles, Justin apparently has the best QBR in the league. So, whatever.
So whatever.
He has a QBR rating of 67.3. Just a hair better than Tom Brady's 66.1. So for those of you that are all numbers based on this FedEx Air Player of the Week bullshit, Justin Herbert's got the better QBR rating. I'm just saying.
Suck it.
Tom Brady's behind him. Behind him is Matthew Stafford, Kyler Murray, and Aaron Rodgers. So
MVP.
MVP. MVP.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know what QBR is, that is the quarterback rating. It incorporates all of a quarterback's contributions to winning, including how he impacts the game on passes, rushes, turnovers, and penalties. So since QBR is built from the play level, it accounts for a team's level of success or failure on every play or to provide the proper context, then allocates credit to the quarterback and his teammates to produce a clear measure of quarterback efficiency. I just pulled that out of my back pocket. I know. It sounds like I read that off of a script. That's how I talk, guys. I mean, you get used to it.
It's odd.
But it takes everything into account, basically, takes every bit of aspect.
It's some next gen level stuff. It's like PFF has their own version of this. But hey, if he's number 1, I like it.
I like that version.
That's my version.
I like that.
Utah, give me 2.
Give me more. All right, gang. Now it's time to talk about our sponsor this week, Symbol. Symbol is the stock market for sports that allows you to profit off your sports knowledge. On Symbol, you can trade sports teams like stocks, and every time your teams win, you earn cash. Use your sports knowledge on Symbol to buy low, sell high, and earn cash payouts when your teams win. Join over 7,000 early adopters who have started to invest in their favorite teams. Visit www.symbol.com. That's SIMBULL.com to create a free account. And when you deposit, make sure to use the promo code ChargerChat, all one word, for a money-back guarantee. Use the promo code ChargerChat, and your deposit will have a money-back guarantee up to $500. That means even if you lose money in the first 90 days, Symbol will refund your initial deposit. No questions asked. Join Symbol and start investing and profiting from your favorite teams. All right. Well, looking back at this game, again, just the amount of incredible moments that we had, it started off so strong. I mean, we start off, what was it, 24 points before
we
let Cincinnati come in?
We score, we had that big kick return for that 45-yard return. Which
that was so big. Yeah.
Andre
Roberts'
start
big
the
return.
game. Yeah.
Momentum vibe.
There's opportunities to create momentum. Because I think that the idea of momentum is kind of an elusive topic. It's like, okay, great, cool. Everyone says like get momentum, but like, what does that mean? How do you create momentum? And there was opportunities, and I think that we did that on a lot of times. So going forward on 4th and goal on that first possession,
huge.
That's creating momentum.
Right.
You created it. Now, if you failed, you would have lost all of it. But you had an opportunity where you went out and you created momentum. If you kick the field goal, it's kind of null. There's no momentum either way. You're just letting it stay level. But being aggressive and taking that chance, you then created momentum that carried over into us being on defense, right? So then we go right away and we take the ball away. We create that forced fumble. And then that next drive, when we had the pick, again, we created momentum. That next play, we threw a bomb, right after it was the bomb to Mike Williams. So we created a pick. Now it's okay. We have momentum. Let's snowball this. Let's go deep to Mike and let's keep this momentum going. So I thought that was a different, I feel like a shift. Obviously we always go for it on 4th down, but the offensive play calling of we have momentum. Let's lean into that and keep it going.
Capitalize on it.
That's how we got to 24-0 because we had all the momentum, all these big plays over and over and over because all of our guys are just excited and ready to go play. And that you can't, and then it shifted, right? We had one fumble.
Pendulum was up here, went hard as shit the other way, baby.
Right. Exactly. And then they got all the momentum, but you can see where the momentum changed. The single play that changes the momentum every time. Obviously, the final shift was when Tavon Campbell scooped and scored for 6 on a 60-yard return. That is the ultimate momentum shift. And then we rolled with it, right? Then they get the ball back and we pick it in the end zone. We roll with that momentum. So I just think we found opportunities to create momentum for ourselves that allowed us to continue to stay in the zone until we lost it.
And going back and looking at that game, I think the special teams was the thing that just sneakily stood out, man. The way we were able to pin them inside the 15 most of the time on those kickoffs was just like, where did this team come from? when did this make a turn? Because that special teams, beside the missed extra point by Dustin in that first touchdown, it was a pretty flawless day. It was pretty fun to watch, and hopefully they keep that momentum going into the next game.
Please.
Yeah, Coach.
That was good. That was good.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
The one thing I went back and watched the game again today. You remember at the end of the first half when they didn't spike the ball? When it looked like there was some confusion or what, I don't know what, but after I went back and watched, and after the play, Burrow went to his coach and his coach put his card up in front of his mouth. I think that his coach said, don't spike it. Let the clock run out. I think they were ready to go into the half because they had some momentum. They didn't want to give it back by trying a deep bomb and throwing a pick. Also, whatever was going on with his pinky, maybe his coach was trying to prevent something bad from happening. But what was interesting to see was Burrow threw a temper tantrum on the field. He was like hands up in the air, kind of yelling, shouting. And then his coach brought him over like a little toddler and had to explain to him what he was doing. It's just, that's the thing though. Like everyone was on Herbert about not being a vocal leader. That's the opposite side of a vocal leader sometimes. Right. Yeah. They become so vocal that sometimes they try to take too much on themselves, and it escalates into talking to coaches and questioning things, and it becomes a bad look for the locker room. Right. As soon as you start that questioning coaches publicly and in front of the media, then it has a way of spreading like wildfire to your team. And it was clearly an emotional reaction because he was frustrated at the way the first half went.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Big time.
Yeah. The momentum, goes both in a positive and negative. Like it affects the offense positively because like, hey, we keep that train going. And it obviously affects their defense or, their defense negatively because it's like, we can't stop these guys. Like they just keep coming. Like we can't figure anything out. So yeah, I think that frustration built on top of those raw emotions can come out in those explosive ways that we saw. So it was a crazy game.
And I'm just the whole here's the one thing that bothers me about this is usually Mondays we get up, we head over to YouTube, we get to see all the stuff they talk about us into one timeline. We can go through and just knock them out, baby. Just let's hear people gush about our boys. Today, I heard about a pinky for about fucking an hour and a half. Yeah. Collectively on all these different things. So I'm just so annoyed by it. And the deflating of them talking about the Chargers. I see what happened is that, we had a big downturn in that second and third quarter before we brought it back up. But just the way the media is covering it is just like, wow, Burrow really hung in there, man. And
it's ridiculous.
Gave him a shot to win.
So I just don't get it. I really don't. So they're trying to spotlight how Burrow brought the team back, but he also put his team in a 24-0 hole because he couldn't do anything. Yeah. So how are you only gonna look at what he did well? And then at the end of the game, what did he do when they were driving down? They only look at the fumble, but then they went down again and he threw a pick in the end zone.
Yep.
Right.
Like they're just choosing what to look at, and it's extremely frustrating because I went and watched one of the interviews with obviously Dan knows nothing, Orlovsky. Rex Ryan, and Ryan Ryan Clark.
Right.
And like Ryan Clark and Dan Orlovsky are all over the Bengals, like fanboys. They're still picking them to like make a deep run in the playoffs over the Chargers. I'm like, hang on. We just beat them by 20 points. That is a butt whooping. I don't care how much we kind of tailed off there in the middle. We had 24-0 and we still won by 19 points.
Yeah.
That is a butt whooping. Our defense shut down that running game completely when our defense has not been playing well. And we played a hell of a game. How are you watching this any other way?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't get the love affair with Joe Burrow. I get that he has talent and they have a good team for sure, but they just got exposed. That defense couldn't stop anything all day. We punted the ball like once or twice.
Tape don't lie, Kyle.
Tape don't lie. Tape, baby.
Yeah, you can if you just choose to only look at a couple plays.
You can if you fast forward through some of the tape.
Skip the beginning and the end of the tape. Just watch the second act.
Kind. Hey, Dan Orlovsky, be kind. Rewind.
Absolutely.
But
Go
there's
watch
an element
the Justin on offense.
Yeah. There's a part of this where it's like these people locked in during the draft period where they lock into like, oh, this is my guy. This is my guy for the next 5 years. I'm going to hype them up because I made this pick. I got behind him.
And now I've built this thing and I can't get out of it.
And it amplifies it even more because Herbert doing well disproves something else they said.
Right.
So it's this
Orlovsky
lethal
was like a huge hater. He was a Herbert. Wasn't he a Herbert hater coming out of the draft?
I mean, who wasn't? Honestly, like there were very few people that were Herbert supporters at the time. I think
he was one of the bigger ones. And one of my favorite things I saw today, though, he posted that thing where it was like, go look at the tape. Burrow was better. And somebody just posted a video of him playing quarterback for the Lions, taking a snap, running out of the back of the end zone, giving himself a safety
yes.
while trying to make a play. It
That's
was just
a classic blooper.
It made me happy.
Yeah, I don't understand the comparisons, especially when you just see who had the better game. If you want to use the pinky as an excuse, I mean, I don't understand how that could be the case, especially when the game got so far away that you still have this guy who's clearly got an injury. It's clearly bothering him. It's clearly hurting him. Like, I mean, my dad was just like, they must really not trust their backup quarterback because they're still putting him in there. And there's no chance that these guys are going to come back and win this at any point.
And you hear a lot of these other guys talk about it. It's like, you just got to suck it up. Like that's not an injury. You're hurt. You're not injured. Like that's just something you just got to play through. And like showing him on the sideline, apparently heard it in like the 5th or 6th play. It must've been that fumble where he hurt it.
Yeah.
And then a quarter later, he's on the sideline throwing and screaming and yelling.
Yeah, I don't know when it happened because they weren't messing with it until after his rushing touchdown.
Exactly.
And I've dislocated a finger. I didn't play quarterback, but I was in a game. My finger was sideways. I went out, he popped it back in, and I honestly I was fine. It was a little achy, but and again, I don't play quarterback, but I think there was a little bit too much put on this whole, oh, look how swollen his finger is. And the guy was playing. If he's playing, that I'm sure Justin has hurts and owies too from playing 12 games of national football.
Great example. The KC
get
game.
Out of here.
Yeah.
He was injured. He walked out of that game with a makeshift cast on with ice. But here's the thing with television, how entertainment works, man. They got the perfect shot of him doing that on the sideline.
Yes.
These guys need stuff to talk about. They're going to talk about that, and that's going to become the thing that influences what they're talking about. It's just what it was.
That was chum in the water, and they were the Sharks that just went to town on it. So
Dan
Burrow's
Orlovsky,
a great quarterback.
I hate Dan Orlovsky, and I did a quick little Google search. So this is what he said about Tua versus Justin Herbert going into the draft. He said Tua is like a bone-in fillet at a good steakhouse. You want to pay top dollar for it because you know it will be worth it. Justin Herbert is like steak-ums, which is basically like TV dinner, heat
frozen,
up in the microwave.
Shredded meat. Yeah.
The guy's he's so set on this that he doesn't want to look like an idiot for now backing out and saying that Justin's good. Basically,
but
old TV dinner Orlovsky.
Yeah. But by sticking with that, he just continues to look like an idiot. Like he's just so dug in. He's dug in so deep, he doesn't realize that he's still looking like an idiot. So
he's gonna lose his. He should lose
honestly,
his job.
like it just feels like it was such a controversial Twitter post that it was just he's just looking for clicks.
He's
looking
for retweets and but I just hate it. So.
I know, but still hate it. Still hate it. let's see. Looking over at Twitter, this was breaking news that just happened today. Scared the pants off of us for a hot minute when it looked like there was 11 Chargers that made it to the COVID list. Blessedly, it's just the one, but it is a big one. Wide receiver Keenan Allen on the COVID-19 list as of right now. But Taylor Bisciotti, it might be Biscotti. I'm told Keenan Allen is vaccinated.
It'd be cooler if it was.
You'd be a lot cooler if you did. I'm told Keenan Allen is vaccinated, so he could still play Sunday. So,
dude, I went back and going back and watching that game. Like, he's our third down guy.
Mr. Clutch.
And we're
He's our
in third
best
down
receiver.
We get to third down a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And he's always comes up clutch when we need just that 2 yards past the sticks.
Yes.
Yep.
So please do whatever you got to do to get off that list, buddy. Hope you feel better.
Negative tests. Everyone pray for negative tests.
Pray for 2 days. It's 2 days of negative tests.
Consecutive,
Negative tests.
Hopefully that happens. Staley had this on the press conference on Keenan Allen being placed on the reserve COVID-19. He's day-to-day right now, and hopefully we'll have some good news on him in the next few days. Yes, we do. We do hope for that.
Please.
On Joey Bosa's health status, Joey Bosa is cleared of a concussion. He's day-to-day. We anticipate him being at practice on Wednesday, which is good. We knew that he'd cleared that concussion protocol mid-game.
What do you guys feel about him, like, really playing it safe? I think you can kind of take this information from this incident with Joey and you can now apply it to future incidents. So if somebody gets pulled out, they may not be that seriously injured. Coach just wants them at the end of the season.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Or the guys that now have not played, like they've been out, like Limbaugh sitting out this week because he just wasn't necessarily in great enough shape coming off COVID or whatever it might be. Some guys that were like Balaga, obviously, is a guy that we're just really babysitting to see if he can get better. With this happening, it makes me really think that Balaga's probably not going to come back. If he's taking it this conservative approach. I don't hate it.
Right.
I like keeping our players safe. And I think if you can do that, maybe that's what we did never do before. We would throw him out there because he got cleared, so put him back in the game, and who knows what happens if he goes back in.
Right.
So that's his approach. Clearly, that's his philosophy.
Sure.
I don't think it's a bad thing, and I also think that players around the league will notice. I think when free agency comes around, you want to play for a coach that cares about your health above sometimes getting the W, because that's the statement that he just made. Is that hey, I care about your guys' health and longevity more than I care about this one game. So I think that could pay dividends in free agency moving forward.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Absolutely good point. And we are making that, we're in that final stretch of games right now, and we're going to be getting to that point where, like, if we have a shot at this, we need these guys as healthy as possible. So good to cycle them out. And I think it's a good call. And then on Justin Jones' health status, because Justin Jones did leave partway through the game as well. Justin is banged up. He's got an ankle and a knee sprain. He's day-to-day, but we anticipate him being at practice in a very limited fashion at the beginning of the week. So
odd week for these slight little tweaks and stuff. So I don't want to take anyone lightly, but we have the Giants coming up and they're dealing with their own set of issues. So
they are. Yeah, we'll get to that here in a second. But one more that Staley mentioned was Asante Samuel Jr. Remains in the league's concussion protocol. He is approaching the end of it. So hopefully, again, glad they're not rushing it. Glad they're not, doing anything weird about it. They're just take your time with it, guys, and make sure that you take care of yourself.
I think even if he comes back, it will probably be as in limited snaps.
Sure.
I think that's going to be the approach because Devon Campbell's now played a lot. I don't think he's done a terrible job. He's gotten exposed here and there. I think he played a better game this last week against Cincinnati.
Scoop 6.
And I think you could be smart. You put Devon in that 1st and 10, 3rd and shorts, where you don't want Asante coming up making a tackle on a running back. And you spot Asante in those spots where it's obvious passing, almost like when you bring in your pass rushers, bring in your specialty corner when it's obvious passing downs or you need a big play.
Yeah, makes sense. Sure. And then, as we mentioned, Giants are looking a little banged up. Ralph Vasciano.
Good try. Sounds good to me.
Giants quarterback Daniel Jones is likely out next week per sources and may be evaluated by a specialist. So with Mike Glennon's concussion, Jake Fromm is going to be prepared for his first NFL start this week. So
they just picked him up like 2 weeks ago and put him on the practice squad. Yeah, he was with I think he was on the Bills practice squad. That's who drafted him a couple years ago.
That's right. I was going to say the name sounds familiar, but I can't believe that I haven't seen him play yet.
And then Trubisky went over and took his spot as the backup for the Bills.
Oh, wow.
So this guy got demoted by Mitch Trubisky. Not a good look. Not a good. Hey, I'm not going to take any quarterback lightly. We don't have a great track record against backup QBs.
First time rookie starters, like different team, different coaching, different defense.
But I'm the same fan, and I've been here for the hard stuff. So.
We've been burned before.
Yeah. We all know you got to make sure that you keep your expectations where they should be. Just pretend like you're going up against one of the top quarterback in the league and just be prepared. We should get through this, but be prepared.
I had one other thing.
Yes.
Did you guys notice in the post-game presser how heavily Coach was going at that Pepsi? He chugged like
no.
It seemed like he took down like 4 Pepsis during the press conference. In between every question, he would take it like a 3-second swig of that thing. Makes me wonder what was in there.
Pepsi challenge.
Yeah, he was all about that Pepsi challenge.
I totally missed
Go
that.
back and watch.
I'll have to keep an eye on it.
It's pretty hilarious how many. I'm like, I've never seen a coach drink a Pepsi during a press conference. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And he just over and over hitting that can.
Make it a drinking game. Drink whenever Coach drinks.
Yeah.
All right, gang. Well, don't forget to go on over to chargerchat.com. Check out some of the sweet merch that we have over there. Kevin's got a hoodie.
What you got?
Kick man.
Oh, the kick man I like.
He kick good. Check out some of the awesome merch that we have over there. It is truly, I mean, it sounds like I'm pushing it, folks, but like it really is comfy. Like these shirts, these hoodies, they are so soft. They are really quite comfortable.
I asked my super pregnant wife to wash this for me last night so I could wear it today. And the next day, I usually wear it all the days because it's getting cold here and it's so comfortable.
I wear it all the days.
All the
days and all the nights.
And don't forget to check out our member section as well. Chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers. But now, folks, it is time to go on to the next segment. It is Fan Focus. Let's see what fan we are bringing into focus. Go.
All right, guys, we are back with another Fan Focus, and we are super pumped to have Thomas from La Quinta. What is going on, Thomas?
Not much. Just getting fired up for the game on Sunday night.
Awesome, dude. I love doing these Fan Focuses after a win. It's just so much more fun.
Yeah. It's football, though, you know?
Week to week, man, you never know what's going to happen.
No.
So let's kick this off the way we usually do. I want to find out how you became a Charger fan. So how did you become a Charger fan?
I grew up in Oceanside. When I was about 12 years old, I'm 63. I have 51 years of rooting for the Bolt.
Nice.
Right? And just took to them, you know. I grew up on the beach, surfing, fishing. Just when football season rolled around, it was all the Chargers. And then as I got older, I went to games, and then we had season tickets. Went for a couple of seasons, and like I said, it was pretty rowdy. Believe it or not, I was really rowdy at those games. And then we just ended up, watching a lot of stuff on TV, although I ended up going to the Super Bowl.
What?
94.
No way you were there?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. We, my wife and I told her, I said, if we win this game, we're going to the Super Bowl. So obviously we won it. And I booked the trip, and we went to the Bahamas 4 days prior to the game. We almost didn't make it out of there.
Oh, no.
It was just crazy. I mean, just back in the 90s, just party. And anyway, we, real quick story. I didn't buy my seats yet for the Super Bowl. I was just going to show up. Back then, that's kind of what you did, scalpers, whatever. I play dice. I'm a poker player and a craps player. And I put $100 on 11 and I hit it.
No way.
For $1,500. So I took that money. When we flew to Miami, we just went down there and we got 2 tickets for $850. And we were sitting in a really good section with Anthony Munoz, Daryl Talley, and one other player. And we just partied after the half was over. The first half, obviously wasn't easy on us, but I just partied with those guys. We had a great time. And then we ended up staying an extra week and going down to the Keys, and then went home. And it's very fond memories of the Super Bowl.
That's awesome. So yeah, so in terms of like being a fan, like growing up in San Diego area down in Southern California, like what was the energy like when you were really coming into your own as like a fan of the Chargers?
I was in sports in high school as a wrestler. So sports, I always had this thing for sports and played a little baseball and stuff like that. But it just, the energy is just, it makes you feel like you're a 10-year-old when you're rooting for something. Like I could imagine rooting for Babe Ruth as a 10 or 12-year-old. There's just this excitement that just shoots through your body and you just can't describe it. I still feel that at 63. I have season tickets now, but I still feel it. And you feel young, so young. It's hard to describe for me, but I feel the same way.
That's awesome.
Every year.
Yeah, it's the best feeling when your team does well and you just I freak out. My little kids are like, "Dad, what's wrong?" I'm like, "You'll get there. You'll understand this one day. The energy will not change. It's amazing." So I want to get your take. I'm curious because you were a fan of the San Diego Chargers, obviously, for so long, and you have season tickets up in LA now. What was the move from San Diego to LA like for you as a fan?
Well, I had after the Northridge earthquake, I had relocated. I'm a developer and contractor. So I had relocated up to Pacific Palisades. So I was there. A lot of the fans, I know they're very upset. And, I'm in La Jolla now. And, if I mention the Chargers, they see a logo on my car or whatever. It wasn't just a walk out of the city deal. There was that hotel tax that we were all going to vote on. And if that had gone through, it may have kept the team here. I don't know enough about it in that detail, but I just know that, when they relocate up there, I'm just a fan for life. That's just it. I stick with a team and that's it. The Lakers are another team I follow. And obviously I had a place in the Palisades and I had a boat in the marina. So, the new SoFi, it's working out pretty good. And, on Saturdays, I'll go to my daughter's place in Brentwood for the game on Sunday. And it's just, I have 5 season tickets.
That's awesome.
Section 105, right where the tunnel is, they come out.
Oh, that's a good spot right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, we just got our season tickets for the first time this year, so we're just we're loving it, and it's just so fun seeing the same guys every week and all that, and it's so much fun. So last thing we'll kind of get you out on here on this, what did you think of this last game? The crazy roller coaster that was the Bengals game and the Burrow Herbert matchup and how it all panned out. What were your thoughts after that game ended?
First of all, our quarterback's in his second year, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to have a lot of expectations. Listen, I know this guy's golden, right? And I'm long-term, but this game, it's because we've had our ups and downs. But what I thought about the game overall is just reminds me of the days when we had, Dan Fouts and our weapons, Air Coryell, we had JJ, and we had all those weapons, Keenan or Winslow. And I really feel this is as strong as that team or even stronger. And this kid's going to open it up like he did. So that's what he did. And he's had a few games like that. He hits Mike Williams, for those long balls. And I think they're starting to throw a few more long balls. So, but like I said, I'm with him for life, and one game's not going to define. But I'm excited about obviously where we're at 7-5 and playing the Giants Sunday.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's it's like the NFL, man. You never know. You just need to get hot at the right time. So let's hit the stretch. Let's get the Giants and let's just start dominoing these things. And you never know where it's going to go. You see crazy teams do big things in playoffs. Why can't that be us?
Yeah, well, as much as everybody makes about if you go to SoFi and go to a Charger game, 80%, 90%, 70% are not Charger fans. That's changing. I'm telling you, it's I'm watching every game, and each game it's picking up momentum. It's picking up more. And I don't really play to that anyways. Like I said, I'll sit in that stadium by myself with my gear on, and everybody can be a Giant fan. I don't care. I'm polite and nice to them. And at the end of the day, I'm going to shake their hands, whether we win or lose. Some fans won't shake your hand. Some will. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it's just, But I think we have something really special. I love our coach. And, I just love I love the team and our defense, man. They played pretty good on Sunday.
Yeah, they did, man. They showed up for sure. It's fun to get everything clicking, man. You never know what'll happen. So, hey, Thomas, we really appreciate your time, man. It was so great chatting with you. And hopefully we can run into you at one of these tailgates or somewhere at SoFi. It'd be so much fun.
Yeah, I'd like that. I'd like to say something real quick if I can.
Of course, go for it.
Yeah, so I went to spring training a couple of years ago. And I was just hanging out, and then I saw a bunch of people talking to someone. I looked over and I go, he looks familiar. Oh, that's Dean Spanos. So I walked over and got in line and just shook his hand. I said, told him what I thought of the team. I have a lightning bolt on my shoulder. I showed it.
Sweet.
And then he says, well, where do you live? I said, La Quinta. And he goes, well, I'm out there. What you out there for? And I said, I like to play golf. And he goes, well, let's play a round of golf.
No way.
And I said, okay. And I'm going like, So I was able to get an email address and I emailed and I got a response back and said that after the season, let's play around. So I got an email. It says, I need your phone number. Gave my phone number, went out, golfed around, just him and I.
Wow.
I brought him some cigars. We had lunch afterwards. We exchanged numbers. He said, have you been to the new stadium? I said, no. And he goes, well, I'm going to take care of that. I'll give you a personal tour.
No way.
So my daughter and I had a personal tour of SoFi and had lunch after the personal tour. And then COVID happened and we kind of just grew apart and just kind of drifted apart. But one of the nicest people I've ever met, forget the fact he's the owner of the Chargers. I mean, he was just like, you didn't have to do that for me.
Sure.
We just kind of clicked and that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. I think some fans need to realize that, there are these organization, these guys are also human beings and awesome. And they're not just trying to mess with us as fans. So it's so cool to hear stories like that. And that's what a crazy, crazy experience that must've been.
Yeah. I mean, I have his contact information. I just don't use it because out of respect and
sure.
I had my fun and it was great. But we got to get it in them playoffs. That's what we got to do.
Let's do it, man. Let's get a home game at SoFi. Get that thing rocking. That'd be so much fun.
That's it.
So, all right, Thomas, we appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
What a nice story, Thomas. That's so cool.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I love chatting with the older Charger fans too, because he's been in the shit for a long time.
Right.
Yeah. So, we chatted a little more at the end and he's just got some great stories and
if he's able to keep a positive mindset, all you younger, newer fans, come on. He's been through the crap. He went and saw the Chargers get their butts kicked in the Super Bowl and paid $1,000 to go watch a butt whooping, and he still had a good time.
And he's still standing. Yeah. He still has all his fingers and toes. So good for him.
Next time you play golf with Dean Spanos, I also enjoy golf. I also enjoy cigars, so I will come. I'll find my way to the Quinta.
He'll figure it out.
I'll let Dean make it up to me too for leaving San Diego.
There you go. Thomas, thank you for coming on and chatting with my man Kev.
That was great.
That was really cool. Always love to hear those. All right. Well, now it's time to go on to the next segment. You know him, you love him. It's Victory Monday, and it's the Craig Experience.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Kevin. Kevin certified fresh.
I certified fresh that.
Come on in, man. Kick your feet up.
Craig Experience.
Hello there.
Make yourself at home. Got some stuff to talk about, right? Moving on.
Now, come on. Don't fool yourself. You know it can never be that easy. What is a Chargers win if your heart doesn't stop at least a couple times? Anyway, CC Gang, big salute to the rest of the Bolt fam. What's going on? It's your guy Craig in Texas, and welcome to another winning edition of the Craig Experience. Boy. Literally, there's no show in town like the Chargers. Being a fan of this team will take you all over the place. Sometimes in places you don't want to go. It can get dark. I don't think I've ever watched a game where essentially it ends in a blowout. You're looking at a 19-point win and you think, well, that team kicked the crap out of them. I mean, in most cases, that would be the assumption. But if you watch the game, you know that wasn't necessarily the case. Jumping out to a 24-0 lead, awesome. Having it dwindle down to 2 points, not great. capping it off, winning by almost 20 again. Hooray. But dog, look, y'all can give me some wins without putting me through all this emotional turmoil. I'm perfectly fine with that. If y'all decide y'all want to smoke a team out the gate and by halftime we can be up by like a 20 or 30 piece and I can check some emails, go grab me a Diet Mountain Dew, I'm good with that. I have no problems with that at all. None. I'd appreciate it, actually. Give me a break. Weekly, this is starting to take a toll on me. I'm in my late 30s, man. Heart ain't as strong as it used to be. Glad I'm a gym rat, because I don't know where I'd be right now if I wasn't. Anyway, let's break this thing down bit by bit. Offensively, Joe Lombardi was super creative in that first quarter, at least. And that's not something we can say has been a thing for him throughout the season. If anything, my critique of him has been that he gets pretty predictable. After the first few games, I think there was a book out on him, especially on second down, which, I mean, still a thing. He's going to run the ball regardless of the distance. But other than that, man, he came out with a Herbie special. I mean, a fake reverse with Keenan throwing a dime to Jay Herbo, and Buddy caught that ball like a natural. What can't 10 do? Phenomenal. Superstar talent. So lucky to have him. But beyond that, the running game wasn't all that awesome. Austin Eckler looked like he needed a Ricola. I'm not going down my man. He was coughing the ball up a bunch, but I mean, it's not like the dude hasn't been asking for RB2 help. I mean, he's literally been crying out for it in pressers, like every week, every time they talk to him. He's talking about somebody else stepping up. And I know Ito Smith came in for a visit, who's someone similar in stature to Eckler, so they probably utilize him the same way. Might be time to give homeboy some run, give him a contract, see what happens, because Eckler's not built to take this type of pounding. Outside of that, offensively, we saw the, welcome back Mike Will game, at least early on, because then he disappeared late, which is another criticism I have a little bit. I think Lombardi should be able to scheme up his playmakers a little bit better. I know there have been instances where Herbert's missed some open guys, but when I'm talking about like a guy who's started the year off as like your 1A receiver, disappearing for long stretches of the game, that is somewhat a OC thing. You can scheme him open in plays. There are scenarios you can put him in, and they actually did it late in the fourth quarter, kind of salt the game up. You can put him in motion, have him cross the formation, get him out into the flat, things like that. You can find ways to get these guys open. They don't have to disappear for these super long stretches of the game. And man, look, shots. I'm talking balls going down the field that you haven't seen like this consistently all season long. And it was really cool to see. It does actually help prove one of our points, though. This team does still lack superior deep speed. All of these deep balls, which the Chargers won the majority of, were like all contested 50-50 joints. No guys creating any real separation, getting behind the defense, and just like scorching DBs for 6. It's all really tough catches that they're having to work for, and they'll probably do something about that in the offseason. They at least showed a commitment to doing it today, which was awesome to see, because we've not really seen a game where they attack down the field that consistently. So the other thing is the running game kind of needs to get going to make the play action more efficient, because what you saw was there's a dependency on the play action, and sometimes teams ain't buying it. They'll send pressure literally from the side, to the side that Herbert's rolling out to, and it'll screw the whole play up because they have no respect for the run game at all. So something they got to figure out. I mean, they've only got a few more games to get it done, but I think the running game just is what it is at this point. But I was super happy to see them at least making the effort, and it paid dividends today. Defensively, defensive front said they were tired of our bull. All the criticism they've been getting for not being great at stopping the run, and Linval already being out, they literally took Jerry Tillery out on early downs. Who would have thought that would work? You actually put in the guys who are decent at stopping the run on early downs, and then rotating Tillery in on obvious passing downs. I don't know. It's just a stroke of genius. I don't know what got to him this week. It was so tough to figure out, and I personally have my own feelings as to why that's happening. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. It has a lot to do with upper management and where guys were drafted and them getting playing time, all that. But we'll leave that alone for right now. Outside of that, it was really awesome to see them really stepping up and taking the Bengals out of the run game that they wanted to establish early on. Joe Mixon was a non-factor early, and it was really cool to see. Yeah, Joe Graziano in there, Braden Fajoko doing this thing. Justin Jones as well, up until the point where they got hurt. And then, Bosa went out with what we all assume was a concussion. And that would have been, like 3 and 2 years, which is not good. But I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that he passed through concussion protocols and they were just holding him out as a precaution based on his past history with concussion. So I think he should be fine. We'll see in the coming days. Look, Chris Harris Jr. and Tavon Campbell, y'all saved yourselves from a thrashing today, because outside of those 2 big plays, because they were huge plays, they were screwing the pooch pretty much all game long. We all know what Chris Harris's thing is. Nothing is ever his fault. He gets beat and he hops up looking for somebody to point the finger at. Doesn't matter if it's a guy running through his zone that he fails to attach to, or someone in man-to-man coverage that smokes him. Is definitely not his fault. How? Not possible. But again, back to what went well. The defensive line, crazy penetration against the run and pass. They were heating Joe Burrow up all day long. And when those key guys went out, BSB made some nice adjustments. He was manufacturing pressure with dual safety blitzes off the corners. He had Drew Tranquil on some delayed blitzes. It was a thing of beauty. They were definitely making it happen when they needed to. And it was a awesome sight to see. I'm glad that they made those adjustments, because we've seen so far throughout the year, in-game adjustments haven't been that consistent. Oh, and let's be sure to touch on special teams, because this is a phase of the game that we only really talk about when things go bad. And hey, Kickman, you missed 1 PAT. I'm not going to harp on you for that, because you made all your other kicks. So good on you. Very nice. Andre Roberts has been a huge addition to this team. As far as field position is concerned, I mean, you could just look at the opening drive. He took the initial kickoff almost to midfield. We almost started the first drive in plus territory. Before he got here, that wasn't a thing. And I think we need to go ahead and, give that man put some respect, as Birdman would say, on that man's name, because he's made a huge difference. So if nobody else tells you, man, I appreciate you, because you're helping Jay Herbert out a ton, because those long, drawn out, sometimes drives that end with 0 points on the board can be very, very discouraging. And again, the more plays you have on the field, the longer you have to go, the more the likelihood for something to go wrong. So he's definitely doing his job. So to close this thing out, a little bit of a roster question for you fellas. I personally believe that once the season's over with, there's going to be a significant amount of turnover, particularly on the defensive side of things. But I'm curious to see what your thoughts are. Do you think it's going to be... I'll tell you what. Tell me guys that you think won't be back next year, and maybe name someone that you think will, that most people don't believe will. I want to see what your thought process is on all of that there. So anyway, till next time, everybody, y'all know what it is. It's your boy, Mr. Bolt Ganger Don't Bang. Till the next one, next week, New York Giants on deck. Let's get it. Okay, love you. Bye.
Craig, you're so much more fun on Victory Mondays, man.
Victory, Craig.
Yeah, you put a lot of smiles on some faces over here, big guy. Thank you.
The Ricola.
That was good. Coughing it up. I love it.
He was coughing it up a little bit.
It was pretty damn funny, man. You got a lot of chuckles over here. So let's see. To answer your question, as far as guys that we don't think will be coming back, and for those that don't know, this free agency list is probably about as big, if not bigger than last year's free agency list. So
massive list.
Craig is right as far as saying that there could be some massive turnover here with the Charger team, as far as seeing faces go and acquiring some new ones. But as far as guys that we think will stay and guys that will go, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think the easiest one I'm looking at right here, at least for me, is Kaiser White. Re-signing him. I think you can get a contract from him and bring him on. He makes our defense better.
He's had a heck of a year.
He's playing really well. Coach is putting him in the places for him to be successful. And that's
right. I don't think he's like a pro bowler that's going to break. He's not going to break the bank as far as signing. Like, he'll get more money for sure. He's a vet now. Mm-hmm. He's still on his rookie deal right now. He'll get more money, but he's not going to be a guy that destroys the bank, the cap space.
Exactly. And it feels like Staley has been able to utilize him really efficiently this year.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys on this list I'd want to keep too. So that's the problem. I think one that probably was a 1-year stopgap, just kind of, he's playing well, but I don't think he's elevated over some of the other guys in his position group, is Jared Cook. I don't think I don't think they're going to resign him for another year. I think they might do something in the draft or try and pick somebody else up.
That's possible.
He's been serviceable, but I don't, there was that one play in that game where, Justin was scrambling and trying to make something happen, and just Jared Cook didn't look back and could have made a catch. Do you remember that play?
Yeah.
So that kind of like, that's not the only reason, but I think that, it was a 1-year deal. Those are my two guys.
I think there's, like Kevin said, it's a pretty hefty list. Go on and look at who the free agents are coming up this offseason. It's pretty big. I think the guys that aren't coming back, I think Justin Jackson is going to be gone.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back.
I think even potentially Josh Kelly could be gone. The guy is not playing. He's not getting any looks whatsoever. You have a Larry Roundshoe, which is actually a change of pace type of back. Hopefully he can mature and develop in this next offseason.
He hasn't been activated either.
Yeah, I know.
Tweaks.
He's cheaper and he's younger, and Josh Kelly's had opportunities and he's kind of fumbled it. Literally. So I just don't think he's going to be. I think Guyton's gone. Guyton's a free agent. I don't think we're going to re-sign Jalen Guyton. I think Storm Norton might price himself out of us. And I know people don't love the way that he's playing. I think he's playing good enough to get a decent little contract.
Yeah.
And he is a backup for us for sure. With a win now mentality, we have to go either Balaga's got to be real healthy, or we have to go find a right tackle in the draft or in free agency that can be the guy. Because I don't think Storm's the guy for us, but I think someone's going to pay him because he's had a decent enough year.
Right.
And then the big question mark, I think, for every Charger fan is Mike Williams.
Yeah,
what's going to happen to Mike Williams?
It's huge.
Is he going to come back? Is he going to, again, like I said, price himself out of what we're willing to pay him? Because he's had a huge year. I mean, he's proven that he's the 70-30 guy, and he's proven additional skill sets and catching the ball underneath. So I think that's the big surprise. What's going to happen with Mike Williams? And does it even get done before the year's over? Does he get an extension here before everything's said and done? But I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it is a good question. The one point though, Craig, that I will disagree a little bit on is not getting separation. Jalen Guyton on the deep ball, he was separated, but Herbert had to throw a 70-yard ball and he underthrew him a little bit. He had to come back to the ball. Again, Palmer got separation on that interception. He had to come back to the ball and it became a contested catch because it was underthrown. Like, I'm a Justin Herbert homer, but those two balls were definitely only contested because the guy had to come back and try to make a play on the ball.
Right.
So there are very few. Mike Williams, no one in the league, no fan would ever tell you that he's a burner that's going to get separation. That's not what he does.
Right.
He goes up and makes contested catches.
Right.
Guyton is supposed to be our burner, to your point, Craig. And I think he did. He got separation. There's a couple of balls were just a little bit underthrown. But I would like a Tyreek Hill type as well. That's just going to absolutely destroy matchups and blow people off the field. And personally, Jalen Guyton to me looks scared every time he has the ball. So I don't get excited with confidence with Jalen Guyton getting the ball anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a few guys there, Craig, and all of you guys that are listening. And like I said, go check out that list. It is a pretty hefty list. If you guys have differing opinions on who you think will stay or go, leave it down in the comments. We'd love to see what you guys think.
Absolutely.
Because people bring up a lot of different points that, we don't necessarily consider. So we'd love to see it.
We got a long off season too to talk all about this. And
I can already see it. Like,
it'll come.
The minute
Time
the
will
off season starts, it's going to be like, who should we draft? Who should we drop? Who should we keep? It's going to be an off season long discussion, but awesome. Thank you, Craig, as always, for stopping by. And for those of you that haven't checked out yet, Flight Deck, the Flight Deck, I should say, go check that out on YouTube. He's got, he's already posting videos, and they are all chock full of sweet little morsels of information, just like he always does here on the Charger Chat. All right. Well, now it's time to go on to an excessively long Ask Boltfam. I can't believe there are over 30 questions this week.
New record. That's a new record.
You might need a water break here.
Yeah, you might need a bathroom break.
Intermission.
So hopefully we don't have to squeeze in an intermission, but let's do it. It's time for Ask Boltfam.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys.
Go jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy.
All right, gang. Like I said, this is a hefty Ask Bolt fam. Let's fire away, folks. We started off with Tyler Foffey,
The Bobster,
who asked the question. Hi, guys. Finally set up my Traeger and gave her an awesome name. My favorite victory meal has got to be smoked ribs. What is your guys' favorite victory meal? By the way, I named my victory grill Victory Brisket. Ho ho! Oh boy!
victory meal.
Yeah. Favorite victory meal. I mean,
I got my pregame meal, and I eat a lot, so it doesn't really carry me over into a victory dinner.
Yeah, you're full for.
I have a carne asada. I have a California burrito, a churro, and chips with salsa and queso.
So you do a victory. You preemptively celebrate the victory.
Pregame victory,
no matter
celebration.
That's your meal ensures the victory.
Yeah,
very nice.
And one thing I did do this week, though, that I didn't do previous weeks, I wore my Justin Herbert socks. So guess what's coming back, boys? The Justin Herbert socks.
How dare you? Why were you not wearing them before?
Don't have a good answer to that. Moving on. Sorry, my apologies. I blew it.
Just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, just here so I don't get fined. Nice pull, Coach.
I had myself a pizza, and it was delish.
Victory za?
Victory za. All right. Well, thank you, Tyler Foffey, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Gruder McBolt, who asked the question. Oh my God, I'm like so emotional. 1 minute we're up 24, and I was like, what's even happening right now? I'm totally like so excited. Then we gave up like 22 points to stupid Bengals. More like the Bengals, who are singing Manic Monday today for sure. What do you think, Belltown Bolts fan? Like totally, like up 24, up 2, win 19. Who the f*** does this to my heart and is still in my life? I mean, come on. Like, yeah, okay, love you, bye. All right, two for the price of one.
Wow, that was good. That's a good pull,
dude. That was a nice pull on that shit. We've been pulling.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that Manic Monday was sung by a band that was called the Bengals.
Bengals.
That's a good one.
There you go. Good pull. Yeah, it was an emotional roller coaster, folks.
It was fun. We got to have fun twice, guys.
Right.
Look at it that way.
That's to come out of the depths of sadness that I had in that third quarter and to soar like an eagle out of that stadium at the end of that game. That's what we play this game for, right?
Fandom, my guy.
I mean,
who wants
really
to have fun once. Honestly, we wouldn't have like you're up by 20
have fun once.
Nobody. You're up by 24, you turn the game off, you go about your day, start the grill, put the brisket on. No, we start to lose and we're like, oh crap, let's get back into this thing. You get all excited and then we win by 20. Come on. You guys
I mean, honestly,
we won twice that game.
We won twice.
Honestly, though, we never gave up the lead. We maintained the lead from start. So there was always there was a minor bit of comfortability to it, but you never it never got to
it was a minor threat.
Yeah,
we're on music.
Exactly. A little speed bump, but we got through it. So Gruder McBolt and Belltown Bolts fan, thank you both for asking the questions. Let's move it on now to Dirty Sock 101, who asked the question.
My brothers, the prophecy continues. At this point in the season, the Tampa Bay Bucks were also 7-5. Also, you guys are the best podcast to listen to after a bad loss. Screw the darkness. I was born in the shameless positivity. Bolt up. Okay, love you, bye.
Okay. What kind of superhero was born in the shameless positivity and not the darkness? Give me
Dirty Socks 101.
Yeah, what's the most positive superhero? I think Nacho Libre was born in the shameless positivity.
I wish he was a superhero. That could be a good spinoff.
He is a superhero. The luchador.
But it is interesting. I mean,
the prophecy continued.
I forgot about this prophecy, dude. Right. Let's roll this.
Yeah.
Prophecy's prophecy. Yeah, you can't fight it. It's just fate.
Yeah. For those that don't know, the season that the Buccaneers had last year, is dangerously close to what the Chargers have been having up to this point.
Like to the T, like drafted a tackle in the first round.
Right.
All these crazy weird
potential
things.
playing a Super Bowl
cornerback
at their
with
stadium.
a dad that played in the league with the junior. It was all that shit.
They drafted Antoine Winfield. We drafted Asante Samuel.
Right.
I like
it's all
where your head is
together.
at, Dirty
I
Sock.
forgot about this. I just got really excited.
I know. It got me more excited. It's fate. We're not even like just shamelessly positive. This is just fate.
It's fate.
Fate.
So, because you got to
Super
have
Bowl.
fate to fate to fate. All right. Dirty Socks 101. Thank you for reminding us about the prophecy. Let's move it on now to Senora Snappy, who asked the question. Hey, baby! Did you all also say, what the, when the 2-point conversion from Justin to Eckler to Allen to Justin happened? Trickery, baby! I love you, bye!
Trickery, baby!
I love that Dick Vitale pull.
Dick Vitale, baby!
It's so good.
That was the one I was like writing the super high before the down note.
Yeah.
Like it was like, this doesn't get any better than this. We get to
Right.
see Justin Herbert be basically like a tight end.
Right.
And just
he had a tackle, he had a touchdown pass, he had a touchdown reception.
Yeah.
what is that?
guy.
What is that
And
in
he had
basketball? The triple double? What is that? Can't remember.
Yeah,
Double,
Good
triple
one.
with extra
Yeah.
cheese.
Yeah. In and out order.
That's right.
No, I was saying when he spiked the ball in the end zone, that was a good spike,
Dude,
That
he
was
tried
good.
to bury that thing into the ground.
Because you know how some people try to spike it and it doinks them back in the face mask and they just look like
It's like those
an
medicine
idiot.
balls, bonk.
Yeah, or it like
Seen
slips
that.
out of their hand and it spikes like 10 yards away.
Right.
He spiked that thing hard.
He spiked it into the crowd, dude.
Yeah.
It bounced like 50
Into the
yards.
parking lot.
Yeah. Good look, Herbert. That was a great
That was
spike.
awesome. Yes.
He was just firing on all cylinders.
It was a very what the situation, because I think we've seen them try this type of play, this trickery type of play before, and it didn't quite work out. So to see it actually work out in such a crucial situation was
very nice.
Very nice. Thank you, Senor Snappy, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Senor Snappy.
Oh.
Back-to-back Snappy.
Easter.
Who asked the question?
My lust for mayhem is aroused every time I see our quarterback set after a defender. I confess I sometimes hope for turnovers just to see Justin on the hunt. I suppose he must be stopped before he kills someone.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Justin is on the hunt. Yeah, that tackle was just
It's all about the angle and it's the right head placement. It was on the outside. Like it was a perfect tackle.
Right.
Here's the perfect
form was
example
great.
why you have your kids play Pop Warner.
Yeah.
I think this is the youth football. Justin has played football his whole life. He's played every position. He knows how to. He's not just going to go out there and try to slide tackle and do something.
Hurt himself.
You know, like he made that was a great form tackle.
The head was
That
on the right side upfield. It was
Crazy
everything.
athletic.
Yeah.
After the game, somebody was asking like, "Did you tackle with your left shoulder on purpose to protect your throwing arm?" He's like, "Nah, I was just trying to make the tackle.
just
what are you
wanted
talking
to tackle
about?"
him. Yeah.
And he said his like high school coach would have been proud.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool shout out.
Good shout out.
Just the guy's he's a football player.
He's a
Bottom
football
line,
player,
he's a
and that's
football
what they said in the live broadcast. It was like, he's a
all-around
football player, all-around football player.
That's right. Awesome. There you go, Senior Snappy. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Daniel Llewellyn, who asked the question. Okay. Bro Chachos, what a game. That was so much freaking fun. So, here's my question. Is it just me, or are we fucking unstoppable every other game now? Okay, later on, dude.
Every other game unstoppable.
It does feel, unfortunately, we get in the playoffs, we got to win 3 or 4 in a row. So we got to figure out how to win every week.
Yeah. Hopefully this is the start of that.
Yeah, 5 straight. Let's go.
Keep it going. Keep it chugging. So, yeah, it seems that way, Daniel. Hopefully we fix it, but thank you for asking the question.
Are we unstoppable every other
week?
game?
Are we unstoppable every other game? All right. Let's move on now to Swim Shady, who asked the question. What a game. That's the Bolts we love to see. Anyone else love seeing Staley show some emotion on the sideline? No doubt we would have choked the previous years. Herbie throwing bolts like Zeus. My question is, what's your favorite sports movie? K, love you, bye.
That was awesome. Just names a bunch of great things about the game. Yes. And then what's your favorite movie?
Yeah.
I love
what kind of car do you drive?
I love it. No, I love that. Dude, I love the idea that Staley, his coaching is ramping up at the end of the season to get into playoff
I think
coaching.
it's planned. Yeah.
He's been very calm and very not getting that overly dramatic or doing anything on the sideline. He's going after fucking people now, dude.
Yeah.
He looked pissed after Steven Anderson's false start. He looked pissed.
Yeah.
And then he was pissed after Guyton tried to reach and extend to score that touchdown. He was pissed.
Yeah.
Fiery coach.
Good to see the fiery coach. But the question is, your favorite sports movie?
I did an interview with the director a while back. We talked about that. It's still the Rocky. Rocky's still my favorite. It just has everything in it.
Right.
Sylvester Stallone and Turtles. So what else you want? Cuff and Link. Am I right?
There you go. How about you, Cal?
My favorite sports movie is Remember the Titans.
Oh, sure. Right. Yes, I remember. Yes, this question has come up before. Mine is The Sandlot because they are L7 weenies.
The Great Bambino.
The Colossus of Clout.
The Colossus of Clout. Babe Ruth. Sorry. Don't ask us movie questions.
It's a very quotable movie.
Nerds.
We love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Honorable mention, Mighty Ducks.
There you go. Swim Shady, thank you
Quack.
for asking the question.
Quack.
Let's move it on now to
Honor of our
Lexi
boy.
M, who asked the question.
One question that comes to mind. Given that they looked really good today, what do you guys think is the difference between what they looked like weeks 1 through 5 and after we came back from our bye until last week? And what could keep them in the cohesive team they were today?
Was a good Mark Hamill Joker.
Yeah.
Solid, bro.
I tried. Yeah. I mean, there's no comparing to the best. He is the best Joker. But the question, the difference between 1 through 5 and what we looked like after the bye. I mean, it does seem like after the bye was where it kind of got pretty rocky there for a little bit. But I don't know what the difference could possibly be.
I don't know. Like you look at our losses and it sucks, but we've lost to really good teams. Like I want to beat good teams.
Right.
But we've lost to the Ravens, who are at the top of the and the Patriots, the two teams that top the AFC right now.
And the Cowboys.
Right, and the Cowboys, who are playing really well. And then, obviously, the Vikings was a dud that we shouldn't have lost.
How crazy the NFL, though, they just lost to the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I don't know what the secret sauce is or why it started to fade after the bye.
I'm going to say Ode Ibushi.
Okay. Yeah, adjusting to the shift in personnel.
Yeah, nothing against Schofield or Storm Norton. They've obviously been holding things together as those backup positions, but I think Ode Ibushi clearly made his presence felt in those first few games. And after we lost him, I'm not saying it's been a total shit show or anything like that, but that does seem like one of the determining factors, a difference between those first few weeks, those first 5 games, and what we've been playing as.
I think mine has been Justin Herbert play, and I think he ran into some really good defensive teams at that time. And I think that's kind of where it all landed.
Well, and it's our run defense. Any game where our run defense plays well, we win.
Right.
Maybe that's what it was. We found out how to not be absolute shit at the run D.
You could also
not absolute shit.
You could also say the kick man.
This is the big difference.
It could be the big difference. I mean, we did lose that Dallas Cowboys game by what? 2 points, 3 points, a kick's worth. So
kick.
there were some missed kicks that could have been changed between the difference, but I don't know. Lexi M, thank you for asking the question. We move on.
But the prophecy is still alive, Lexi.
Prophecy is still alive and well and healthy. Let's move it on now to House of Hain. And shout out to Bolt Gang. You guys pretty much asked the same question, but I'm going with House of Hain, who asked the question. Stop, I say, stop it, boy. You're doing a lot of chopping, but no chips are flying. I say, the Bengals couldn't cut it. Now, where in the hell was this team last week? I say, brisket. I say, you gotta risk it if you want the brisket. Okay, love you, bye.
Well, I don't know. Honestly, we say this like the team gets better every week. We might have a couple step backs, but in general, all the trajectory is moving towards improvement on all facets. So we had poor special teams play. Look where we are now. Our defense wasn't playing that great. It's getting better. We're finally finding a way to bring it all together. I think that's what's happening.
Right. It's the Denver game, I think, is kind of a fluke. At least it felt like it was just a weird game because we were coming off of that
weird.
We were coming off of that primetime win against the Steelers, which was just awesome. Like, again, like the team just played out of their minds that game, and then to go to Denver and just have it just be like, what is this team? Like, what is happening?
It felt like the upside down. It just felt like off. It just felt weird and scary and uncomfortable. And it's one of those games you just can't put your finger on what happened. We've had 2 of those games this year: the Ravens game and that game.
You want to point a finger? Pointing it at you, Air.
I'm
You're
pointing
way too
at
high
you.
up there.
Too high. Get down
Pointing
here.
up there, you're too elevated.
Yeah, I really do think we need the ball first every game. I think that's got to be the strategy moving forward.
Obviously, it worked well for us this last game. I'd like to see if that continues to happen. Like, if we win the coin toss and we get the ball,
just take it.
Then that would be awesome. I would love to see that happen. But House of Hain, thank you as always for asking the question. Moving on now to Bobby Caldrone, who asked the question.
I was glad to see Staley open the playbook some and pull out some new designer blitzes. Tranquil on a few, double safety blitz, etc. were all effective. But were those just calls just a result of Bosa being out? Hope we see more of them as long as our corners can hold cover. K-Love, your boy.
It's a good question. If they dialed it up a little extra.
I think Staley's playbook's just evolving. I think, like we've talked about over the past, I think he put in the basics and he wasn't going to move past that until they started to get figured out and get it. And I think maybe we're getting there now, and now his playbook's evolving a little bit to put more on him. The last thing you want is to put too much in, and then there's just wide open plays because someone doesn't know where they're supposed to be. So I think it's just the playbook's evolving as the season goes. I think you're going to see more and more of these kinds of things that he wants to have in from the get-go, but knows that he can't to be successful.
Yeah, it was fun to see, was it the Nas Derwin sack where they both came off the edge and both got a piece, and that's just fun to watch. They did not give him any breath. They had 6 sacks in this game. Right. That is a considerable amount compared to our other games.
Yeah.
So
Burrow broke his finger. He broke his but that's because we broke his finger, right? Give us some credit. We hit him so many times we broke his finger. How about Chargers defense was so good they broke Joe Burrow's finger? What about that take?
It started with a finger and it moved on to his spirit. So
how about go watch the tape, Dan?
Yeah, watch it start to finish. Don't fast forward.
Yeah.
All right, there you go, Bobby.
Dan, you're not the man, Arlovsky.
No, you're not. Bobby Caldrone, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to shamelessly positive Ryan, who asks the question.
Hey, boo-boo. The defensive line came to play on Sunday. Even with Bosa out early, they generated lots of pressures and sacks versus Cincinnati. Coach, this one's for you. Can you please review how the D-line was able to be successful versus the Bengals? Love you, bye.
So the one thing that I saw consistently, just as I watched, I didn't go back and specifically watch the D-line every play. But one thing I did see was we took advantage of their backups. I think that we Covington, Justin Jones, the guys we had down there at the nose guard position, Braden Fajoko, they took that center and just pushed him back 3 yards. It seemed like pretty consistently. And that's one way to kill any running play, because that's the center of your run play. Whether you're going left or right, that guy gets pushed back, it's going to change your trajectory. You can't get downhill. You got to get more sideways. So I think beating up on their backup center was the main reason why our team had so much success against the run this week. And I don't think that's something that necessarily is instantly duplicatable. I think it's we found a weakness and we took advantage of it, which kudos to us for finding the weakness. But I don't think it's like we did this gigantic shift in scheme that now we're going to do every week and it's going to work every time.
Question is, do the Giants have a rookie center that they want to start?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Throw him in there. Give him a shot.
Rookie center.
Come on, Joe.
Technically rookie quarterback. Let's make this happen.
There you go. Shamelessly positive, Ryan. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Z the King 1, who asked the question.
Is it just me, or did anyone else hear the Chargers fans at today's game screaming, "Let's go Chargers," at several points on the broadcast? Why is it that this is never talked about on the broadcast, when for our home games, they never fail to mention our quote-unquote small fan base? Literally every time. Ugh. Anyways, glad we finally got a solid beatdown in this season. Other than the Raiders, but they're not even an NFL team, so really this was the first. Now the real question. Other than simply executing, did you guys notice anything different in today's game, both offensively and defensively, than from last week or other games where we couldn't get our team going at all?
Yeah, I think it was execution. No penalty. We didn't have a whole lot of penalties,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't drop balls. That's what we've been saying. As long as we execute, we should be able to move the ball really easy.
Yeah,
And
the
we
amount of penalties
overcame
were
those.
very
Yeah.
small.
And we overcame those fumbles. 2 fumbles. You don't usually overcome 2 fumbles. So
That's rough.
our
Yeah.
defense making turnovers and over winning that category, I think the big difference. That's how we won that game. And then
Right.
the other thing with the fans showed up at that game. I don't know if you guys saw that video at the end where Herbert's running down a line, high-fiving
So
everybody.
cool.
Dude, that was like a 50-yard run. That was a low.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of Charger fans there.
Right.
It like didn't stop. I was like waiting for the video to end, like give it a couple high fives. I was like, nope, all the way down.
Right.
So good to you, everyone that listens to this, that went to the game. Good on you guys. Really
Big
pumped.
time. Yeah, I
Pumped for this
definitely
fan
heard
base.
the Let's Go Chargers. I heard it and I was just like, did they just say Chargers or like Let's Go? And I'm like, Chargers, Bengals. I mean, it could be Bengals, but no, that sounds like Chargers.
That's
like
Chargers.
that's definitely Chargers. So
That's our team.
Hey.
And you know what's fun too? I don't know if you guys saw some of the images from the Raiders game, but they were almost
I heard they got taken over by the
completely overwhelmed by the Reds. The football team.
Yeah,
Mm.
The
WFT.
Red football team.
The Red
Yeah.
football team.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Take
is
that,
funny
Raiders.
that it continues to be a
Yeah,
topic
enjoy
of
your
conversation.
home games, Raiders.
And, dude, you shouldn't have moved to Vegas.
No.
You're
You shouldn't have.
blowing it.
Stay in Oakland where no one wants to go.
Yeah. You can have home field
You can
advantage
have all the
day.
home field advantage you want. Playing on a baseball field where no one wants to go watch.
Right. You could have gone
Yeah.
to Wyoming. You chose wrong. But,
I know.
Z the King won.
Dakotas, anywhere. You could have gone a lot of places.
Yeah. Z the King won. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on to Kevin E. Fisk Jr.,
Certified fresh.
who asked the question.
I've interacted with him a lot. I couldn't tell. I can't remember if he's been on or not. Kevin, welcome.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Thoughts on Guyton? What do you think of Staley giving away no game balls? Caleb, you bye!
He's molding. It's now becoming more about the team later in the year as we get to the playoffs.
It's all
Interesting.
evil.
Individuals.
It's all mad genius.
He's a psychological monster, is what he is.
He's thinking
And
of
he's,
here.
he's doing something to us too, guys.
Wunderkind.
He's giving us these like, "Oh, we're gonna blow it, guys, but get used to that." And then he's just gonna totally pull the rug out from underneath us and be like, "We don't lose games anymore. Not here.
Not here.
Not
Not
the
ever.
Staley
We're
way.
unpredictable.
We're
We don't know.
wild
We're wild card.
We're
Yeah.
over here.
Psych. We're super predictable. We win every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Staley just heard our predictions and he was like, "F- those guys. I'm going to make them all wrong."
Yeah, seriously.
So
That's like the first time we've ever talked about a game ball.
I know,
It's
right?
the one
And
time
I
he
just
says
brought it up just
nobody.
out of the back of
That
my
was
head.
a willy nilly, and I was literally watching the video. I was like, "Oh my god, this is
What
Me too.
idiots we look like.
All right, Kevin, thank you for asking the question. We're moving on now to Robbie Rue,
certified fresh."
who asked the question.
I know that.
Confident.
I saw that the Giants are flying to Tucson today and staying there instead of going home to New York. How common is something like this? Have the Chargers ever done something similar?
Interesting. We did it with when we had the London game, right? We stayed on the East
Yeah.
Coast.
Yeah,
Um,
probably.
Yeah,
But
That
I
sounds
think
familiar.
I remember doing something where we had back-to-back like East Coast games where we stayed up there.
we stayed in
couple years
Cincinnati.
ago.
I want to say we played in Cincinnati and
Or
stayed
something
there.
like that, or like
Something
Buffalo.
along-
It was something like that. Yeah, but it can be common. For, I,
Buffalo.
think,
To answer your question, Robbie Rue, we
We
have
don't
a
know.
feeling
Sure.
we've done this
I
before.
feel like it's happened before.
It has
But I-
for sure. I
Coach-
remember Coach
yeah.
Lynn. Coach Lynn was the coach, and we stayed somewhere super random. Played on like a practice on a college field, and then I think it was because we were going to London.
And then we lost, I think.
It doesn't matter. Kevin, come on.
Kevin.
What I'm getting to is that Coach Staley doesn't care about that shit. He'll travel on the day of the game, it feels like. Because he travels the day before, and we're extremely successful on the road. So, Giants, do your best with what you got.
Enjoy Tucson, I guess.
Seems like a bizarre move. I don't know. It's a
maybe
long
they just need to get away from New York and
maybe
because they're playing
coach
like
just didn't want to go
trash.
back and deal with getting.
It's like I don't want to go back and get fired.
I don't want to go talk to the media.
They keep yelling at me. I don't like it.
They keep yelling.
They said my
asking
pink
me
slip.
questions.
They said my pink slip was on my desk, so I'm just not going back.
If I don't see it, it's not there.
Road trip.
There you go, Robbie Rue. Thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Jay Rudy, who asked the question. Hey, boys, long time no see. I crossed into hole past few weeks to lick my woundses, but I am back now. Getting win over Bengals brings me new life. This season is like roller coaster. Up, down, down again, and up again. Like. But if we lose to Giants next week, I will jump off roller coaster. Not. But if we lose to Giant football teams, will be very naughty. If Chargers go to big Super Bowl game, we must have big Super Bowl party. Very nice. Super Bowl game tickets we cannot afford. Both fam should gather somewhere and watch Super Bowl together. If Charger chat down for this, it would be great success. I think about it, please. Caleb, goodbye.
I'll jump off roller coaster.
Don't jump off the roller coaster, Jay Rudy.
But yeah, if we're going to the Super Bowl, I'm getting out of Missouri and I'm going to where my people are.
Yeah, I think we all go to Vegas and party, and then we just all the Raider fans were like, suck it. We won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Let's all pull our money together and let's watch the game in the Allegiant Stadium and take it over.
Rent out the whole stadium.
The whole stadium just for Charger fans.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
It would be really weird. But yes, I think a party would be great. As much as I would love to go to a Super Bowl game, I know I would have to sell everything that I own just to get a ticket in the nosebleed. So,
and then you're just hanging out with a bunch of people that aren't even fans, right? And just watching the halftime show.
That's true.
The one thing I will say that we have a fan that is nominated by the NFL.
Oh, right.
Yes. I believe that between her and a few other people that we know in the Charger community, I think something could be put together. I really
would be really cool. Yeah.
I'm not making jokes. I think something really could be put together.
Let's get there first, and then we will for sure figure something out.
For sure.
Okay.
So, Jay Rudy, thank you for asking the question.
Back.
And welcome back, guy. Yeah. Let's move on now to Gavin Gibson, who asked the question.
Woo! Let's go! That is the team we all know and love. Played their hearts out. If you could get any item for Christmas, what would it be? Can't love you bye.
AFC West Championship.
Yeah, ditto.
Is that an item?
Yeah, it is. Wasn't very specific on the guidelines here.
Yeah,
AFC West Championship. I just want the AFC West Championship shirt, like the one you can go to the grocery store and buy. Like I want that shit. That's the one I want.
Just the cheapy.
Just the cheap one that they just make immediately available. To
the ones that they would have burned if we didn't get it.
Yeah, exactly. They make
the
both
ones
of them.
that definitely won't be available in Kansas City where you live.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to jump on a plane and come buy one of those at a grocery store somewhere. That's what I want for my Christmas.
There you go.
Me too.
Gavin Gibson, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Christopher Moore, who asked the question.
With how well Rumpf and Nwosu did we see less snaps for Bosa? He usually plays 90%, and it seems like it would be better to give him more rest as he always looks so tired at the end of games. Also, it seemed like Tillery was getting less snaps until Jones and Bosa went out. With Linval coming back, you think Joe Gaz and Fehoko get rotated in more? Thanks, you guys. K, love you, bye.
I think Bosa's out there. When he's back, he's beat. They're not going to cap him. I don't think that's reality. I think Coach was being safe with him so he can be fully ready to go next week.
Sure.
But then again, you do have to consider longevity of the season. If you have a guy that can play at even 85% of what Bosa is, do you spot him here and there to get him breaks?
Well, I think they do that. He's not playing. He's not an every snap guy like Tillery.
Well,
that's what he's saying is he's saying he usually plays 90%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he's playing 90% of snaps, I think that could come down a little bit if the other guys start to produce and you're worried about injury, longevity and injury. I think in the playoffs, all that goes out the window.
Sure.
If you're playing divisional games last week of the season, you got to win to get in.
Right. Must win games. Yeah.
That collar comes off. But I think against the Giants for sure. I think against the Texans for sure.
Yeah.
But that way you have more health and more fresh legs going into the big games, the Chief game, the Bronco game.
Yeah. Actually, I think you changed my mind, Kyle. I think the AFC West games, I think you'll see a whole bunch of them, and then maybe they'll throttle them back a little bit for these upcoming games. But I don't like taking those games less seriously.
No,
that's the problem.
But you're not putting in a chump. Chris Rump had a great game.
Yeah.
You know, he played really, really. Chinna had a great game too.
Right.
So it's not like you're putting in trash, and it's going to be situational. If they're in the red zone, Joey's going to be in the game.
Right.
If they have the ball first and 20 or first and 10 at the 20 or 25, get those guys spots here and there to save Joey.
Right. Nothing wrong. As long as these guys can perform, which they showed that they could this last game, no reason why you shouldn't rotate them out and just keep these guys fresh and as healthy as possible. So, Christopher Moore, thank you for posing the question.
I believe you're certified fresh too. My apologies. That's pretty certified freshy.
Post-certified fresh.
Thanks, Chris.
So let's move it on now to C. Densley 11, who asked the question. It seemed like our offense was trying to prove a point by attacking downfield and getting Mike Williams more targets. Guyton was also much more involved and had a couple plays that were schemed up to get him open. Do you see this continuing the rest of the season, or does it go back to bland play calling against the Giants?
I think it's hard. I really think that we play call based on the opponent. I think that when we're the underdog or it's like a really competitive game, we take more chances.
Mm-hmm.
It seems as though when we're playing lesser teams, we call more conservative because we don't want to beat ourselves. We don't want to turn the ball over on those deep threats. We believe that we could just drive down the field and win the game that way. That's just kind of what it feels like. I can't go back and point to statistics. I don't have tape to show that. That's just what it feels like as a fan. Seems like we get more conservative against the teams we know we should beat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure. I hope we stay on it. We put the foot down, get used to it, and just establish that as our philosophy. But I don't know. We'll see. I think the Giants will be a good indicator this week. If that's our new identity, you're going to see it carry over into the Giants.
There you go. Nicely said. Thank you, C. Densley 11, for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Okie Doggy, who asked the question. How is everyone in the Bolt fam doing this fine day? This is your favorite host from the Kicker Bachelor episode as well as the NFL Awards episode. Since then, I have been enjoying all the sports that we have on our plates. We saw that Lincoln Riley is leaving Oklahoma for USC because he got fed up with Spencer Rattler's bitchy mood. I mean, who wouldn't be at this point? We also saw something us NFL fans like to see, which is the Lions win a game as the time expired. So round of applause on Motor City Dan Campbell for finally getting his kneecaps. But let us get to why we are really here. We're here to talk about the game that is now being called Which Team Are You Bowl? This game featured two teams who are so similar that I can no longer not see it. You want proof? Well, there's the fact that both head coaches worked with Sean McVay. The game featured the two best QBs from the 2020 draft. The league sees both teams as having no fan base whatsoever, injuries left and right, and the fact that both teams are consistently inconsistent. The only thing missing from this game was Huggins ex Tua Tagovailoa watching the game, seeing what a great QB looks like. Now that the game is over, we have gotten a few questions that I'm sure our lovely panel from the Charger Chat podcast can answer. The first question, how do you guys feel about the Golden Boys special, which can only be run if you have someone who played for the Golden Bears, Keenan, and someone who everyone considers the Golden Boy, Air Bear? Second question, do you think the team will utilize more RPO moving forward? And the last question, did you know the Giants were the other team like Denver that really wanted Air Bear in 2019 before he went back to college, and they now regret overdrafting Daniel Jones while also saying he would fail with the Chargers? That'll be all from me. And the next time I, the host, will appear is most likely when we put Huggin in the Draft Bachelor episode to see who will break his heart after Tua and Penny rejected him. As always, this production would not have been possible without Justin Jefferson's kneecaps that will most likely be gone after MCDC is done with them, the Charger Chat boys who produce the best podcast out there, and as usual, the regular fuck you to the donkeys for not only trying to steal every QB in the league, but for being a team, being the team disguised as another team.
Okie doggy.
Okie doggy.
Nice. Dude, what the fuck?
You're like, what the fuck? I was like,
I
nice.
like it.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Damn it,
Way to
Okie
go
doggy.
get
What did I
Kevin.
do to you, man?
This is giving you a little poke, a little jab, a little.
But Poke's one. He poked the bear twice. He brought me up twice and Tua in the same sentence. It was a mistake. I've owned it.
I'm just saying.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't die.
The tape don't lie, Kev. The tape don't lie.
Hey, we forgive, but we don't forget.
Shut up, Kyle. Shut your mouth. I don't even remember the questions. I'm gonna sit here.
Let's see. So the Golden Bear, what is it? The Golden Boy Special, which can only be run with your Golden Bear Keenan and Air
Philly
Bear
Special.
Herbert. I love
Beautiful.
it. I think it's a great
I love
name.
it.
Golden Boy Special. Let's make it happen.
Would have been
T-shirts.
cool to see it at LT to Philip, though. That would have been fun, too. LT throwing to Philip.
That would have been frightening.
No.
See Philip running into the end zone like
He would have high-stepped his ass into the end zone.
arms up here. Let's see. So, second question, which I think is this main one. Do you think the team will utilize more RPO moving forward?
Hey, it was effective in the red zone
Hell
there
yeah, it
when
was.
Keenan Allen was wide open.
Yeah.
It is tough to defend. It really, really is. If you can run it effectively and make the right decision, I think it fits what our offense is trying to do, especially with underneath stuff.
Yeah.
RPO is quick, short passes. But what it does is a smart quarterback like Justin, he can make the decision. He doesn't have to make the audible before the play. He can make the audible mid play because he's smart enough to see what happens and go.
Right.
And he has the legs to be able to make up for it if he makes the wrong call. If he
Big
makes the
time,
wrong
yeah.
decision and pulls, he has the legs to be able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So I hope so. I think it fits what our team does really, really well.
Mm-hmm. And then his third question being that Giants also wanted to pick up Herbert as well as Denver.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want him now?
Exactly. Too
Darsh.
bad. So sad.
Thank
Dan
God he's
Orlovsky.
studious and wanted his degree because we're lucky
Yeah, we
boys.
lucked out big time.
That's right.
Lucky
Okie
boys.
doggy. Thank you for writing a script about a page long. We appreciate it over here at the Charger Chat.
And you get ready. You're coming on,
Hey,
Okie Doggy.
at least-
You've locked it in. You're coming on one of these future episodes, and you and me, my friend, we're gonna have a
Duke it out.
visual arm wrestling match.
At least he picked a good voice for you. He didn't throw you
Absolutely,
one
yeah.
of those
He
really
wasn't
tough
like, do
ones.
it all as SpongeBob. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
All right, let's move it on to
Good one, Okie.
Supercharger, a.k.a. Mike Modlin,
Mike.
who asked the question.
Which moment in the Chargers history that I haven't covered yet? Would you each like to know a little bit more about? Caleb, bye.
Where's your spinach, bro?
All right, so Charger history moments that we'd like to know more
I
about.
have one I'd like to know. I have a good idea about it, but I'm sure there's some extra little nougats. There's some nougats in there. Would be the big ass trade for swapping quarterbacks, getting Phil.
Sure, yeah.
Dude, that whole thing. I know there's been a lot on it, but I'm sure there's some fun stuff in there. So I'd like to know more about that draft and all the stuff we got.
Mm-hmm. I kind of want to. I feel like the guys get talked about quite a bit, but I think the amount of success that we've had with undrafted free agents has been astounding with like Austin Eckler and Antonio Gates. I'm curious if there was any prior success with other undrafted free agents that we picked up and just had themselves a heck of a career. I have to imagine there's at least one or two, but I really don't know if there is. So maybe you can dig a little bit of something up on that, Mike. And anybody else that's listening, if you guys think of topics that you would like Mike Modlin to talk about, please, for the love of God, go find them. Yes.
Yeah.
Drop it down in the comments or reach out to him on Twitter. He is Supercharger.
How he got that Twitter handle, that was the lucky man right there. He's
Yeah.
been on it for a hot minute to have that one.
Big time. So yeah, anything that you guys would like to know more about in Chargers history, reach out to Mr. Mike Modlin and he will absolutely dig deep into the trenches and he will pull out stuff that we didn't even know existed. So
You might run into a tree and swallow your tongue.
You might swallow
You know
your
what I
tongue
mean?
in the process,
Yeah.
but All right, Mike, thanks for asking the question.
Thanks,
Always good to hear from you, buddy. Let's move it on to JDM2118, who asked the question. Yeah, what's up, boys? Fucking great win. I just wanted to say I hate Dan Orlovsky, whatever the fuck that fucker's name is. Fucking bitch made ass fool, talking shit, saying Burrow outplayed Herbert. Fuck you, Herbert, the god homie, got it. Get it right, okay? That is all. Like a young, kind of wise coach always said, bolt the fuck up, boys.
Kind of wise.
Oh, that's perfect. That is a perfect explanation of who I am.
He totally redeemed Okie Doggy picking on me. That was fantastic.
That is spot on. Kind of wise. That's exactly who I am.
There you go. See,
not really wise.
Kyle
I'll admit
owns
it.
He wears it and accepts it.
I know some about football, but I'm no Gandalf. I'm no.
You shall pass.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. Dan Orlovsky, clickbait, Drummond.
It's just
I want to see his breakdown. Show us what you see on the tape.
Tape. Show me the tape.
Yeah.
Show us your tape, Dan.
Show the work, Dan. Don't just turn in these answers. Show your work.
Yeah. You copied homework, bro.
Yeah, you're not getting the credit unless you show the work, bitch.
You went to the back of the book where they have all the odd answers, and you just tossed them on the sheet.
Yeah. Cheater.
All right. JDM2118, thank you for asking the question. We move it on now to Nick. Good old Nick, who asked the question.
Sergeant Lincoln Osiris reporting in from the battlefield. Hot motherfucking damn. We came out strong as an ox on a 2-month diet of steroid-laced 4 locos and were ready to put that sorry ass of a team to bed from the word go. Herbert and his humongous testicular offense came out guns blazing, screaming, I'm a lead farmer, motherfucker. But damn, would it be a goddamn alternate universe if something didn't go wrong in the Chargers game. I could detect on the radar some enemy activity on the horizon shortly before our compact machine 2.0 Eckler fumbled the ball not once, but motherfucking twice. Jesus H. Staley got to get him chugging on some of Alpa's ass water to get whatever's devil shit floating around his smooth-ass head, because he damn near cost us the ball game if Herbert and the rest of the company hadn't come back shouting, want some? Get some! And throwing absolute bullets over the sorry-ass Cincy D. That low point when the Cincinnati Pussycats scored 22 unanswered, all I could think was, survive. Those dirty heathens thought they were back in the ballgame until they saw Jay Herbert motherfucking licious warming his hands by the fire, rearing back his head, letting his mane flow in the beautiful rosemary-scented wind while getting ready to charge back against them. I thought, we got to get this shit sorted ASAFP. And by God, they did. I'm proud of my boys. That win could not be sweeter. Now this pathetic-ass argument of Burrow being better than Herbert can stop. And you know why? Because I said so, you big dumb bitch. I see Cincinnati puss cakes crying on Twitter that they're still proud of their team and that they played as a unit. To that I say, suck my unit. Sergeant Osiris over now. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That was so good.
The kick man has killed me.
I'm crying.
You big dumb bitch.
Big dumb bitch. Because I said so. Oh my God, there's so many goodies in there. Oh. Want some? Get some. Oh my God, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Oh my God.
I think we call the show.
Just call it.
Call it. It's done.
Sorry if we didn't get to your question, but
oh my God.
Oh my God, I'm sweating. I'm sweating so bad. Okay.
Oh my God.
All
I don't
right.
know if there was a question in there.
There was no question needed there.
No question
That was
needed.
just an awesome statement.
All right. Oh my God. Nick.
Oh my God.
I love you,
I'm
Nick.
tired now.
Yeah, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
You broke us, dude. He
love
needs
you,
a
buddy.
free shirt or something. That was
He
the
just
hardest
got-
I've
he
ever
just
laughed.
He
got
just got his Kickman
Kickman
shirt.
shirt.
We saw it.
I
Oh
That
my
was
can't,
God,
you
funny.
can't
are you
keep
kidding
doing this
me?
to me. We can't make that many shirts, Nick.
Holy crap. I need Justin Herbert like Rambo holding a gun as a lead farmer saying, want some, get some. Because that is so funny. And he's like shooting Dan Orlovsky.
Oh, God.
That was so
Oh
damn
my-
funny, Nick. Thank you. And
Holy crap.
all right. I don't think there was a question in there. I can't read it again.
Should
or
we
I'll
take a
start
break?
laughing. Yeah, here's a brief intermission. Welcome back. Let's move it on now to Carl Bollingtoft,
Carl.
who asked the question.
Carl.
Let's roll.
There once was a kid named Jay Herbo who threw the ball with extra turbo. And although the media loves Joe Burrow, we could do nothing but scream, oh no. It was Herbie's Chargers who won and stole the show.
All right. Well, thank you, Carl. Carl, you're so creative. I think Carl was the one who made the artwork of the
Yeah, he
Thelma
did
and
us
Louise business.
Flying off the thing.
That was so
amazing.
damn funny.
That was so funny.
so cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, it's
His request was poetry slam performance.
yeah, he wanted the poetry slam performance. Yeah, dude, Herbert was still throwing those balls so damn hard. I'm shocked that our wide receivers don't just have like these camel humpbacks from the ball just constantly hitting them in the chest, that they just have this indentation out their back that's just like
That one ball, that touchdown to Keenan, was it the first one? Off
The
fourth
first
down?
one, yeah.
He threw that
He threw it
ball
with three guys.
fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
He threw it high too. Keenan went and got it. He's cranking that jug machine up. He's ready.
he's been practicing.
Yeah.
he's been ready to roll with it. So
Yeah,
Carl.
extra turbo.
Yeah, thank you for bringing the poetry. We love it. All right, let's move on now to Jeeves.
D silent.
Obviously.
Who asked the question?
Well, hey there, fellas. This shit was stupid crazy, you know. It was like, whoa, yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. No, okay, we're okay. Not again. Oh, come on. I can't feel my face. Okay, cool. There we go. Yeah, bolt the fuck up. Just a damn roller coaster as always. Do we just not have that Mamba assassin mentality yet? We for sure know how to make a game exciting, though, don't we? Can you believe this Dan Orlovsky clown really had the stones to tweet Burrow had a better game? The fuck? What kind of bullshittery is that? What's he got to do to get his unanimous respect? Win Rookie of the Year, break practically every rookie quarterback record, win the Pepsi Player of the Week every time he's fucking nominated? It's a 2-point conversion. It's just crazy to me. Oh, sorry, this team gets me fired up and sometimes a little defensive. Let's try a Mary Kill thingy thing. These are funny, especially how squeamish it makes our favorite coach. Sorry, coach. In light of this Running for History podcast, which is pretty damn amazing, by the way. Let's go O-line edition.
Oh,
and it's
God.
them and their 06 selves, okay? McNeil, Dealman, and Goff. You thought I was going to say Hardwick, right? That's too easy. I'd marry the shit out of Hardwick. Well, have fun with it, gentlemen. Enjoy victory weekend, as Coach put it before the bolt the fuck up, boys. Oh, yeah, and the Raiders, and still, Hayward's bitch ass. We never forget. Okay, love you, bye.
You okay, Adam? Adam is broke.
Jeeves,
Okay.
you jerk. asking for Bobcat Goldthwait and writing a page worth of dialogue. You son of a bitch. I love you. All right. Mary Kill.
Offensive
McNeil,
lineman. This is awful.
Dealman,
Any way you slice
and
it.
Goff.
Who made the most money? That's who I'll marry. Probably Marcus McNeil.
McNeil for sure,
Yeah,
left
probably.
tackle.
Yeah,
He's
I'll
got
marry
that. All right,
Marcus
we'll marry
McNeil.
him. That's good.
Male McNeil.
Mike Goff had that pretty long blonde hair.
So for sure.
And
Kim.
yeah, let's kill Dealman. Dealman's dead.
Let's kill Dealman. Deal.
I like that this
Final answer.
I like this went from like what we would each do to like, let's just all do this. Let's all
Yeah,
marry
let's
him.
go in on it together,
we're all
boys.
guys,
Together.
we'll all
One
kill
for
this
all,
guy.
for one.
All right. Jeeves, thank you
God.
for asking the question.
Terrifying.
Let's move it on now to
It's terrifying.
Mr. Bill 541, who asked the question.
Do you have a ritual that you use to prepare for the game? P.S. I'm going to continue to request obscure actors for you to imitate to see if you actually do it. Okay, love you, bye.
All I think of Rip Taylor, I think of those end of those Jackass movies.
Yes.
Oh,
That's what I
yeah,
think
they
of.
Rip
tossed him in
Taylor.
It's
there.
Rip Taylor.
We throw the confetti. It's confetti. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh my God.
Pregame
Pre-game ritual. I got a very specific one.
You have
but
your
guys-
burritos thing.
Yeah,
that
you've
you
got-
already talked about.
Mexican food ritual.
That there's that, and I get up way too early. I've said this before. Get up way too early. Go get the
Yeah.
kids Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh,
Get
right.
me
The
some
donuts.
Get them
Yeah.
donuts. Bring them home so they leave me alone, and then watch football.
There you go.
Leave me alone.
Here's some sugar. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Well, for the morning games, lately, me and my dad have been getting breakfast burritos for the early morning games. So I like that as our pre-game ritual. We
Nice.
have ourselves a breakfast
Some
burrito.
Papa time. Papa
It's some
Bulldog.
Papa time, Papa War Dog with some breakfast burritos.
And and for everyone that doesn't know, Papa Wolldog and the Wolldog look almost exactly the same. They're like spitting images
Kind
of
of like
each other.
clones.
We did get
The same beard and everything. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
it is, yes. We do look quite alike. He just looks 30 years older than me.
Yeah. I miss you, Papa Wolldog.
Yeah. Any pre-game special stuff from you, Kyle?
Now it's Sunday mornings is just church, so I guess that's
Oh,
the
right.
only I go and pray for the Chargers.
So you go and you say a prayer.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Bill 541. Thank
Thanks,
you
brother.
for asking the question. Moving on now to Kyle T, who asked the question.
That's our
Really happy with the bounce back. Justin saw black and orange jerseys and went attack mode. My question is, if everything holy forbid Eckler can't go next week, who do you think should get the most carries? Jackson, Kelly, or Roundtree? P.S. For the uninitiated, orange and black are the colors of Oregon's main in-state rivals. After losing to them his first year, he proceeded to lead the Ducks to pummel them a combined 148-35 his next 3 years. Yarr.
I like that.
Nice.
Bolt history
Yeah.
on that. That
Yeah.
sounds fun. That's not really duck history, but
Duck history. Quack, quack.
Quack, quack.
yeah. But there's something to be said for that. Like Justin Herbert will lose one game to a team and then come back and just ream them.
Let it happen
Yeah.
again.
Didn't happen to Denver, but
But he lost to the Chiefs his first game and hasn't lost to him since.
Nope.
That's true.
Let's keep that rolling.
Yeah. If there's a team to continuously beat, I think it is the Chiefs.
And the Raiders.
And the Raiders.
Same's
absolutely.
true of the Raiders.
Absolutely. All right. But
This scenario is terrible. Honestly, this is a terrible scenario.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to say it, but I think Jackson is probably your best bet.
I think it's
That-
Jackson.
we know that's what coaches would do.
Yeah.
That's clearly who they think is the
Right.
number two.
Roundtree after him, and then Kelly.
But no matter who you put in there, it's not going to be the same share that you're getting. Like Eckler's getting 70%, and then it's 30
Easily,
split up. If Eckler goes down, it becomes like a 50-50, 30-30-30 type of ball game because no
Mhm.
one stands out over the other.
Mhm.
It would be, we're going to throw the ball 50 times a game.
Oh,
if
yeah.
this
That'll be
happens.
There you
Herbert's
go.
biggest game that he's ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time. So God forbid it happens. But hey, Kyle, thank you for asking the question and give us a little insight on the college side
Yeah,
of,
like that shit.
Herbert's history.
Go Ducks.
Let's move it on now to Andres Robles,
Yes.
who asked the question.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm so happy we got the W, and even more how our guys are playing. Even though with the motherfucking Chiefs winning last night, the division is still in our hands. How do you guys think I'm gonna play out Finish on top, finish second. Shots on the run D.
All right. So how are we going to finish? Are we going to be on top or finish second? I don't think there's any other option, in my opinion. First or second, which
it all depends on what the Chiefs do, honestly. I think if they can win out, they still have to play Cincinnati and hopefully Burrow is.
Well, they have to play us. They can't.
I'm talking about besides us. We're gonna, the teams they have to play, like the God's gift to football. Joe Burrow can do something to them. Go show them how good he is. That'd be great for us.
Sure.
It's really up to what they're going to do. They played the Chiefs played so bad against the Broncos. They couldn't do anything on offense. It was just such a weird ass game. So I feel confident that we could win this division. I really do.
We're in the driver's seat. I know we're not in first place right now, but if we win out, we win the division.
Yeah.
So no one can stop us from winning the division except us.
Except us, yeah.
If we can go out and win every game, then we win the division. We are, because we have the head-to-head against them, and if we win out, we beat them again, and we have the divisional record. So we're in the driver's seat. We just got to go play consistent football and not beat ourselves.
Exactly.
And we have to play our division. Yeah, those three guys. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, we have the Giants and the Texans.
Yeah,
like it's lined up that if we just play consistent football, we should be in good shape.
We need to consult the from earlier. The what did we call it?
Don't know what you're talking about.
It's where we matching the Tampa. Come on, help me out. The Buccaneers.
Oh, the prophecy.
The prophecy.
Oh, the prophecy. Okay.
Sorry, I laughed so hard at that fucking question. My brain stopped working.
Yeah.
We need to go. We need to consult the prophecy and see what the move is. I think.
And with the Bills loss tonight, we bumped up to number 5 in the AFC.
Hey.
Oh, good.
Just as a little tidbit.
Look at that.
Hey there.
There you go.
Everyone has 7 and 5, but we somehow have tiebreakers against everybody.
There you go. I like it. Andres, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Cock Diesel, who asked the question.
Good Lord.
I wonder, better to pass to set up the run or the reverse be true? Identify of bolts cannot define, can I? Bolts still anchor of defense or trade chips is he. Fear not, Boltfam. Master Staley wields the force he does. Gay love you do I, so bye.
Boss is not a trade chip.
No,
for sure.
Anywhere.
Even if he's not putting up stats, he's doing so much to impact.
They have to double team on practically every play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that opens up something for everybody else. I think we are going to draft
people to
either
help
we draft
him.
or bring in somebody like the complement to him.
Mm-hmm.
That will be the big time guy that's going to have a lot of numbers because Joey just demands so much. There's no way he's not a trade chip. He's a pillar of the franchise right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no way. And as far as the identity of the Bolts, I think Kyle said it earlier. It's going to be, we have to see what this New York Giants game is going to be, and we have a better idea of what we can expect for the rest of the season. But Cock Diesel, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Zig, who asks the question. If either of you had to pick one Chargers player to run blood drills with, who would you pick? Other name is Oklahoma Drill.
Blood drills are breakdown drills from the dribble drive motion, emphasizing the guard's ability to break down his man. I don't know, man. You went basketball on it. We'll have to bring in Dave Papa Duggan for this answer.
And it's too late. He's probably sleeping.
He's long gone.
Yeah. I don't know who I'd go.
It's a toughness drill, I guess. Okay, so if you had to go against one person,
do I want to win or do I want to get murdered for
I'm picking Hopkins. I'm going against our kicker for sure. Ty Long's got some girth to him. I don't want any part of that.
Sure.
Hopkins. Let's go. I'm gonna make a name for myself.
There you go.
I think I'm gonna give the glory to one player on our team to absolutely f***ing murder me. And I'm gonna give it to Justin Herbert. I was gonna say Linval Joseph because I would actually get murdered, but I'd love to see Justin Herbert just f*** me up.
Oh my God.
Do it, Justin. Just do it.
God.
Do it.
Just kill Kevin.
I think Kevin would just take it too. Like he's like, I don't want to hurt him.
He would just have his arms outstretched and just be like,
arms wide
come,
open.
Justin.
Do it. Just do it.
Yeah, arms wide open.
Yeah, Creed playing in the background.
Yep. That's you.
That's how it would go.
I don't know.
That wasn't even my answer. Kyle just made that even better. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
I'll say Trey Pipkins, so that way he can let me down.
Well,
one
you
more
could
time.
probably knock him out. You'd probably take his ass out. Just go for his knees and try to hurt him.
I'll give him a little shimmy and then he'll fall over.
Yeah.
All right, Zig, thank you for asking the question. We move on to Bobby, aka Bozzy, who asked the question. Hello, Charger Chat. Bozzy here, going to SoFi for the first time next week in all of my Chargers splendor. Obviously going to Thunder Alley, but flying out a few days early. Do you have any suggestions of sights in Los Angeles? As always, Bolt Gang or do not bang. Okay, love you, bye.
You got two options here. You can do the Hollywood route. You can go do like the stars and all that stuff.
Lots of
or you
Hollywood
do
stuff,
what
yeah.
I would do. I go to the beach. I go down to Santa Monica and go have
the
a
pier.
nice dip.
Yeah.
So if you're there early enough, depending on the weather, there's so much shit to do. And I haven't been there, and I used to live there when I went to school, and I haven't been there in a hot minute, and I think a lot has changed since COVID. So
that's possible too.
I'd say
yeah.
beach is probably safe. I would give you like a restaurant or something, but there's like a 50-50 chance that they're not there. So I'd say beach.
Yeah.
Santa Monica Pier. That'd be fun.
Could always go to Disneyland too if you're that kind of guy. If you like Disneyland, I love Disneyland personally. That's just me.
Or Universal Studios, also pretty fun.
Studios, yeah. You got the Harry Potter world over there. You can fling a wand around and pretend to be a wizard. If that's your thing, Bobby. I'm not judging. I'm just throwing out options.
Yeah.
All right, Bozzy.
So we got nothing for you, sir.
We're not tour guides over here at church.
Yeah, look at
Santa Monica.
Go to the Wax Museum.
But hey, it's your pilgrimage to the Mecca. So
yes,
enjoy. I'll be there as well. If you're at Thunder Alley, maybe I'll see you.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, go early.
Go early. This traffic
Bozzy.
is out of control. So go early.
Yeah, go check out the tourist destination that is Kyle the Coach Duggan. All right, let's move on now. Last question, Salty Sports Guy.
Yeah.
Who asked the question?
Would you rather have Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You be the only song you can listen to for the rest of your life? Or have Chris Collinsworth be your inner monologue constantly narrating your life? Okay, love you, bye. And please take careful consideration on this. I know that song is annoying and it would be a nightmare to only hear that song forever, but also imagine Collinsworth in your head 24/7 at the grocery store, eating dinner, having sexual intercourse. Chris is there narrating.
I'd give up on music. Music's done.
Me too.
I would
Easy
pick that
answer,
and then just
Mariah
wouldn't listen to
Carey.
music. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
easy.
hate Chris Collinsworth so much.
so much.
I've never met the guy. Might be a great guy. I hate him. I cannot listen to him talk. So I would 100% take Mariah Carey, at least for like 6 weeks out of the year. You get a song that's
fitting
in season. Yeah.
I feel bad for whoever I'm with though, because that's the only thing they're going to be able to hear. But no, it's fine.
I think everybody else will hear like normal music, and it's just
Oh,
you.
that's easy.
Oh, no matter what
hears.
song is on,
You
all
go to a
you
Foo
hear
Fighters
is that.
concert, and that's all you hear.
It's all
That would
Mariah
suck.
Carey's All I
You're
Want
just
for
like,
Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that'd be bad. But
That
I
would
would
be
still
bad.
take it over Chris Collinsworth.
There you go.
Yeah. What about you, Wooly? Would you endure Chris Collinsworth narrating your life?
I think I could. I don't love him by any stretch of the imagination, but I ignore my inner voice anyway. So if he threw Chris's voice on there, I just ignore him that much more.
No big deal.
No big deal. So, okay, Salty Sports Guy, thank you for asking the question, and thank all 31 of you
Holy
crazy
smokes.
knuckleheads for asking questions and writing scripts. We appreciate it over here at the Charger Chat, and that is pretty much it. But before we go, we've got Bolt predictions to make for this upcoming game against the New York Giants. Who has a Bolt prediction?
You call it, Woldog. Who you want to go first?
I'll go first. I'll say Chargers win 37-23. And I'm going to say, I think I made this same prediction last week, but I want to see it. I want to see Andre Roberts run it back for a touchdown.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll go next. I'll go 40-17 Chargers. Going to be a real butt whooping.
Nice.
And I'm going to take your prediction. If you're not going to throw it out there, the Fajoko sack dance is coming.
Dude, please take it.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, it's got to be out there.
It didn't work
just
for
in
me.
case
Maybe
it
it'll work
hits.
for you.
Yeah. I'll roll the dice.
All right, I'm rolling with the palindrome. 31-13 Chargers.
Nice.
Let's go. Keenan Allen is going to play. He'll be COVID-free by Friday, and he's going to have 2 touchdowns.
Nice. Very good.
Well, let's go. Hopefully
Love
they
it.
all come true somehow.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Every single
All the scores coming through, that'd be fantastic.
Well, that's
all our
impossible.
bold
Kevin,
predictions
come on.
coming true. Come on,
Get
Kevin,
real.
come on.
Come on, let's get real here.
Yeah.
All right, gang. If you stuck with us through all of that, God bless you. Because
Thanks, Defense Huge.
And thank you, Defense Huge, for insisting
broke
on an
us there
intermission.
for a minute, yeah.
We couldn't have, I don't think we could have made it after that question. So tune in again on Friday, folks. We will have ourselves a Friday episode. And until then, don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Can't love you, bye. You big dumb bitch.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Being a lead farmer can be a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. That's why at Herbert's Lead Farm, you know you're getting nothing but the best hot lead on the market. Whether you like your lead cut short or long, there's something for everyone at Herbert's Lead Farm. Herbert's Lead Farm. It's the best. Just trust us. You big dumb bitch.